Have you ever stopped to think about the fact that nearly 70% of people in the United States are living paycheck to paycheck, with no safety net to fall back on if disaster strikes? It's a staggering statistic, and one that should give us all pause. What's even more disturbing is that this trend isn't limited to low-income households. Many people who are considered middle or even upper class are also struggling to make ends meet. So what's going on here? Is it simply a matter of not earning enough money, or is there something more at play? According to a study conducted by Dr. Elizabeth Dunn, a psychologist at the University of British Columbia, our financial struggles may have more to do with our mindset than we think. Dunn's research has shown that people who are focused on material wealth and status are actually more likely to experience financial stress and anxiety, regardless of their income level. This idea is supported by the work of Dr. Brad Klontz, a financial psychologist at Creighton University, who has identified what he calls money scripts, unconscious beliefs and attitudes about money that can shape our financial behaviors and outcomes. For example, some people may have a money script that tells them they'll never be able to afford the things they want, so they give up trying to save or invest. Others may have a script that says they need to keep up with the latest gadgets and trends, even if it means going into debt. These scripts can be incredibly powerful and can literally repel wealth and financial stability from our lives. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that people who are more materialistic, that is, those who place a high value on acquiring wealth and possessions, tend to have lower levels of financial well-being and life satisfaction. This is a pretty surprising finding, especially when you consider that many of us have been taught that accumulating wealth and possessions is the key to happiness. But what if that's actually a myth? What if the key to achieving financial freedom and prosperity has more to do with our mindset and our relationship with money than with the amount of money we earn? So, how can we identify these money scripts and start to shift our mindset in a more positive direction? One way to start is by taking a close look at our financial behaviors and habits. Are we consistently overspending or struggling to save? Are we avoiding dealing with financial issues or feeling anxious and stressed when we think about money? These can all be signs that we have some underlying money scripts that need to be addressed. Dr. Sonia Lutter, a researcher at the University of Nebraska, has found that people who are more mindful and aware of their financial thoughts and feelings tend to have better financial outcomes and higher levels of financial well-being. This makes sense when you think about it. If we're not aware of our own thoughts and behaviors, how can we possibly change them? By becoming more mindful and aware of our financial mindset, we can start to identify and challenge those negative money scripts that may be holding us back. Now, let's talk about some of the specific signs that you may be repelling wealth and financial stability from your life. If you find yourself constantly worrying about money or feeling like you're never going to have enough, that's a sign that you may be stuck in a negative money script. Similarly, if you're consistently overspending or struggling to save, that's a sign that you may need to take a closer look at your financial habits and behaviors. But it's not just about changing our behaviors. It's also about shifting our underlying mindset and attitude towards money. According to Dr. Daniel Kahneman, a Nobel Prize-winning economist at Princeton University, our brains are wired to respond more strongly to losses than gains. This means that we tend to focus on what we might lose rather than what we might gain when it comes to financial decisions. This can lead to a kind of financial paralysis, where we're so afraid of making a mistake that we don't take any action at all. As we explore these money mindset shifts, it's becoming clear that our financial struggles are often more about our inner world than our outer circumstances. It's not just about how much money we earn, but about how we think about money and how we relate to it. By becoming more aware of our own money scripts and thought patterns, we can start to break free from the limitations that are holding us back. We can start to see that our financial struggles are not just about external circumstances, but about our own internal mindset and beliefs. And that's a powerful realization, because it means that we have the power to change our financial reality simply by changing our own thoughts and behaviors. But how do we actually make this shift and start to attract wealth and financial stability into our lives, rather than repelling it? That's what we'll be exploring in the rest of this video, as we delve deeper into the money mindset shifts that separate the wealthy from everyone else. It's all about making a fundamental shift in our relationship with money and cultivating a mindset that is more open, more receptive, and more aligned with our deepest values and goals. And it starts with recognizing that our financial struggles are often a reflection of our inner world, rather than our outer circumstances. As we've explored, our mindset plays a crucial role in shaping our relationship with money. The wealthy tend to have a distinct mindset that sets them apart from the rest. One of the key differences is their ability to think long-term. Research by psychologist Angela Duckworth has shown that people who are able to delay gratification and focus on long-term goals tend to be more successful financially. This is because they're able to make sacrifices in the short term, such as cutting back on expenses or investing in themselves, in order to achieve their long-term goals. On the other hand, people who are focused on short-term gains tend to prioritize instant gratification over long-term success. For example, they might splurge on a luxury item or take on high-interest debt to get something they want right now, without considering the potential consequences down the line. This kind of thinking can lead to a cycle of debt and financial stress, making it even harder to achieve financial stability. A study by economist Daniel Kahneman found that people tend to overvalue immediate rewards and undervalue future benefits, which can lead to poor financial decision-making. So, how can you start to shift your mindset and think more like the wealthy? One practical step you can take is to start setting long-term financial goals for yourself. This could be anything from paying off debt to saving for a down payment on a house. Write down your goals and make them specific, measurable, and achievable. Then, break down those big goals into smaller, manageable steps that you can take on a daily or weekly basis. For instance, if your goal is to save $10,000 in a year, you could break that down into a monthly savings goal of $833. This will help you stay focused and motivated, and make progress towards your goals feel more tangible. Another important mindset shift is to start thinking of money as a tool, rather than an end in itself. When you view money as a means to an end, you're more likely to use it in a way that aligns with your values and goals. For example, instead of buying a fancy car just to impress others, you might use that money to invest in a retirement account or pay off high-interest debt. This mindset shift can help you make more intentional financial decisions and avoid wasting money on things that don't truly add value to your life. A great example of this is the story of Warren Buffett, who still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. Despite being one of the wealthiest people in the world, he prioritizes simplicity and frugality and uses his wealth to support causes he cares about. A third practical step you can take is to start practicing gratitude and abundance thinking. When you focus on what you already have, rather than what you lack, you're more likely to feel fulfilled and content. This can help you avoid the trap of constantly comparing yourself to others and feeling like you need to keep up with the latest trends or status symbols. Instead, you can focus on what truly adds value to your life and use your money in a way that supports your goals and values. For example, you might start a gratitude journal to track the things you're thankful for each day, or take a few minutes each morning to reflect on the good things in your life. This can help shift your focus away from what's lacking and towards what you already have, and help you cultivate a more positive and abundance-oriented mindset. It's also worth noting that the wealthy tend to have a growth mindset when it comes to money. They believe that their financial knowledge and skills can be developed over time, and they're always looking for ways to learn and improve. This mindset helps them stay adaptable and resilient in the face of financial challenges, and enables them to make more informed and intentional decisions about their money. For instance, they might take online courses or attend seminars to learn more about investing or personal finance, or seek out mentors or financial advisors who can provide guidance and support. In addition to these mindset shifts, it's also important to have a clear understanding of your financial situation and to make intentional decisions about how you want to allocate your resources. This might involve creating a budget or tracking your expenses, or setting up automatic transfers to your savings or investment accounts. By taking control of your finances and making intentional decisions about your money, you can start to build wealth and achieve your long-term goals. For example, you might set up a system for automatically transferring a portion of your paycheck into a savings or investment account, or use a budgeting app to track your expenses and stay on top of your finances. As you start to make these mindset shifts and take practical steps towards building wealth, you may encounter setbacks or challenges along the way. It's essential to be patient and persistent, and to remember that building wealth is a long-term process. It's not something that happens overnight, but rather something that requires time, effort, and dedication. By staying focused and committed to your goals, you can overcome obstacles and stay on track, even when things get tough. For instance, you might encounter unexpected expenses or financial setbacks, but by having a solid emergency fund in place and a clear plan for managing debt, you can navigate these challenges with confidence and poise. Ultimately, building wealth is not just about making more money. It's about developing a mindset and set of habits that support your long-term financial goals. By adopting a growth mindset, thinking long-term, and using money as a tool to support your values and goals, you can start to build wealth and achieve financial freedom. And by taking practical steps such as setting clear goals, practicing gratitude and abundance thinking, and making intentional decisions about your finances, you can start to make progress towards your goals and build a more secure and prosperous future. If this helped you think about money differently, subscribe. I post new finance insights every single day. And if you want to go even deeper, check the link in the description for The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. It changed how millions of people think and act.